Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, also known as Roro Kids. You can find me on Instagram as Roro Kids and also over on my Discord channel where you are so welcome to join us for chats about everything in knitting and also a regular knit night that we do. You are very welcome to that too. I was going to say welcome again, so welcome again. This is my Make 9 this year. Now I know I'm late. It is currently the middle of February 2023 and I know most people have already done their Make 9s, but my year is starting a little bit late just due to mental health situations of not getting out the gate of January too well. So I'm easing back in and I have sat down, worked out my Make 9 for this year and I wanted to share it with you. I have a previous video about how I got on with my Make 9 last year. I think I did 4 out of the 9 or maybe 5 out of the 9. It wasn't too bad, but I didn't get it all done. One item has been moved that I didn't finish. One item has been moved to this year and the rest are in the wind. I'm sorry. So this is it. This is my Make 9 for 2023. So first off, I'm going to, I started this and I ended up having a load of tops on it, and then I was like, that isn't going to happen. One, because it's just too much, and two, you can't afford to knit that amount of tops in a year. So I have changed it up and I've added things that I've wanted for a long time and also that I have the yarn for. So there's a couple of things on there that I don't have the yarn for, but most of it I do. So I'm going to go through and show you exactly what I'm going to knit. But it is all piled up next to me and I kind of seem to have a bit of a colour situation going on, whereas almost everything is the same. So yeah, if it's not pink it's green, and if it's not green it's cream, and that's it. That's the colours. But I'm going with it because I love the colours that I've chosen. It's obviously what I'm into at the minute. So my first one from my Make 9, there they are in all their glory. The first one, which we will single out, is Teasel by Jane Burns. This is a pair of socks. I have knitted this pattern a long time ago. I knitted it for my sister-in-law as a Christmas present one year. And I really liked them, but I haven't got a pair for myself. So it's a pattern I already own. Jane Burns is a friend of mine, but I did buy the pattern. It's not gifted or anything. It's just a really pretty pattern. She's very good at her socks. And I've decided I'm going to knit this in not a one of a kind. This was from a yarn club by Skein and the Stitch. It was last year's yarn club, which was her Titans, and this is Tethys. So beautiful green straight out the gate. This is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and this is what I'm going to be knitting. Teasel in Tethys. Yes, Teasel in Tethys. Ooh, that's a mouthful, isn't it? So they're probably the first thing I want to cast on because I haven't knitted any socks in ages and I kind of want to. I do have a pair of socks that I need to finish, and I will finish, but I'm itching to do this too. But yes, I will finish them. So that is number one. The second one I want to knit is I want these soon because my hands are cold all the time. So I want to get on with the Catskill Fingerless Mittens by Amanda Tozzi. Another friend of mine, I know. I love Amanda's designs and I have had my eye on these gloves for ages. I just really like them, and they're just simple and lovely, and I like how long they come up here, keep you nice and snug. I use my phone a lot, so I need my thumbs and fingers. And I also hate knitting fingered gloves, and I'm not a fan of mittens. So these are perfect for me. I just love them. And I'm knitting it. I'm going to knit them in a yarn that was actually gifted to me for my birthday last year by Amanda Tozzi. So this is Malabrigo Rios. It is in the Niblar. That's how I feel like it's said. Niblar colourway. I'm going to show you that in case I'm saying it completely wrong. How is it? Oh, look at me. There we go. Niblar. Niebla. I don't know. But it's beautiful. This is it. So Amanda gifted me that for my birthday. I was going to design something in it. I had some gloves in mind, but I am easing off on the designs a little bit. So I've decided I just want to use this. So I'm going to use it for those gloves. So that's number 2. My third, both of those patterns are already in my library. My third pattern is also already in my library, and that is the VBack Tee by Jamie Hoffman. I'm sure you've seen the VBack Tee before. So early last year, I mean, I got this yarn from the Yorkshire Yarn Fest, which was in May last year. So I've had the yarn for this top since May last year. I just didn't get around to actually doing the knitting. So I bought a fade from Cuxton Crafts, who's one of my favourite designers. Now I'm not 100% if this fade is going to work, but I'm going to give it a good go. So this is the fade. Hang on. I'm going to do this. Show you like this. Right, yes. Okay, now I'm not sure whether I'm going to go dark to light or light to dark. I don't know. I think it might be this way. I think I prefer it that way. But these are, so they're from Cuxton Crafts. Right, so my 3 colours, we have Brianna's Gown, which is an Outlander yarn. If you haven't seen Outlander, it's amazing. Go and see it. Go and see it. It's not at the cinema or anything. It's on your TV. But yes, watch it. It is amazing. Outlander. Brianna's Gown. That is a character from Outlander. The next one is Rubus, which I'm not really sure what that has to do with. It's not, as far as I know, it's not Outlander. But it's beautiful. I didn't show you that one properly, did I? I don't think I can because it's blowing out. Oh, I can. So that's Brianna's Gown. And we've got Rubus. And then finally, this one is Claire Fraser, which is one of the main characters of Outlander. It's got hair on it. So there we go. That's my 3 colours for my VBack Tee. And I'm hoping they'll work really well. The next one is not in my library already. However, you might not have heard of it before. The Ranunculus by Midori House. Everybody's knit this top, I think. Everybody and their gran has knit this top. And I haven't. I've never knitted it before. And in all honesty, I didn't have any intention of knitting it until I went to Yarndale. And I was persuaded to buy some yarn by my friends Amanda and Kate. And I'm really glad they did persuade me. I'm not like going ugh about it, because it's beautiful. And at the time they were saying that's enough yarn for a ranunculus, and I was like, okay. And you know, I might as well see what all the fuss is about. So I am doing the ranunculus, and I'm doing it in this. Okay, so I'm going to break this down a bit. So this is Truly Hooked. Her yarn labels are really shiny. So Truly Hooked hand-dyed yarn, and this is the Hosta Sparkle Sock. And these are superwash merino. It doesn't have how much superwash merino. So it's 20% nylon, superwash merino with 20% nylon and 5% stellina. So I don't know if you can see that it's, oh you can, that it's sparkly. Oh there, now you can see it. So they're like, oh, and then this is also Hosta, but in her Suri lace. So I'll be holding them double, which is something I've never done before. I've never knitted with Suri or mohair. I don't really fancy mohair. I would probably only do Suri, but I've never knitted with it before. I am kind of scared, but I think it's going to be amazing. I do hope the Suri doesn't dull the sparkle of the stellina. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to casting that on. So that is going to be my ranunculus. Look at that bit there. Oh, it's so pretty. So yes, that's my ranunculus. See, I'm purple, aren't I? I'm very purple. I don't know why. Next up is Exploration Station. I've had this in my library for a year and a bit. I bought it in his birthday sale after Shawlography, and we've had Shawlography and then we've had Twist and Turn since then. So he's probably had another birthday sale since then as well. Yeah, and I bought Exploration Station. Now for Exploration Station you need 4 colours. I only have 2 of mine. And I'm not sure what the next one, where I'm going to go with it. But this is my 2. So this is a one of a kind from Jess at Skein and the Stitch. It's got no label. It was in a bargain bucket in Yarndale. I just fell in love with it. I just love it. But she doesn't actually dye this colourway, which is very sad. And this is from Adventures in Yarncraft, Laura Adventures in Yarncraft. This is Buttery Biscuit Base. This is actually a sock yarn. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. It is super soft. It's so beautiful. Look at those speckles. So I thought these 2 together, and then maybe like a dark grey, and then I need 1 more colour. I'm not sure what that colour should be. But that's where I'm at with my Exploration Station. That's what I'll be doing. Right. Now, my next one. I don't know how you say the name of this. It is Adventitious. I don't even know. How do you say that? Anyway, it's by Olga Putano Designs. It was in Lane magazine, I think. There's a reason I've picked this. It's actually knitted in lace, in a 2-ply lace. And I have, excuse crinkling, I have this. This is, so it's quite dusty. So it's Debbie Bliss Rialto lace. I'm not sure if it's 2-ply or not. I think it is, looking at it. Yeah, my mum bought me this for Christmas. Not this year gone, the year before. My mum, my family don't buy me yarn ever. It's just, they just don't. And whenever they say, oh, you're really hard to buy for, I always say, you could just buy me yarn or give me a voucher for yarn. And one year my mum bought me this, but it's lace weight, which is a weight that I never use. And she's also kind of been going, she didn't buy me any yarn this year for Christmas because I haven't used this yet. She doesn't understand, okay? So I thought, do you know what, I need to use that to show her that I am using, if you buy me something, I will use it. And I found that top and I really like the top, and the fact that it's in lace, I was like, right. Now, it also scares me to death that I've got to knit an entire top in lace. I may cast it on now for like next summer. And I'm not talking about the summer coming. But I need to use this. I could hold it double for things, I know that. But yeah, I kind of just want to cast it on and just see. I think I'll have too much. I don't know, there's a lot there. I don't even know how much is in each ball. I have looked it up. Oh, there's 390 metres in a ball. So yeah, there's a lot. But I might hold it double and make some socks with what's left and stuff. Yeah. So that is whatever that top is called. I'm going to be making that. I'm drinking apple and spearmint tea by Twinings. It's yummy. I really like it. Okay. Right, my next on is the Seceda or Seceda beanie by Elise, Ljiko, another friend of mine. I don't have the yarn for this, but I absolutely love it, and it's got a brioche brim, which I think there's brioche in the exploration station, isn't there? I'm not 100%. I think there is though, and I've only done brioche. I've only done it once, and that was in the shawlography, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to do a bit more brioche this year, and I've had my eye on Elise's beanie for ages. So I think what I'm going to do is, this will be later in the year, ready for next winter. It's not worth thinking about next winter. I am going to treat myself at some point to some either Malabrigo worsted, like the Rios, 2 balls of that in the colours that I want, because that yarn is gorgeous. Or I'll get some other worsted weight yarn from somewhere. Worsted is always a little bit weird in the UK. It's not a weight that we use, so it's a little bit hard to come by. But there's always Malabrigo Rios, and it's such beautiful yarn. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do, treat myself to a couple of balls of Malabrigo Rios and make a cicada beanie. This is the one that followed me from last year's Make Night. So the Rococo Pullover by Sari Nordlund. Okay. I have attempted to knit this twice, but I can't get gauge, and I can't get close to the gauge. It's a really, really weird one. I'll tap on it just so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is, okay, so the suggested yarn is a worsted weight yarn, but then in the yarn weight it says it's a DK, and then its needles are 3mm and 3.5mm, but then it's telling you to get 19 stitches. So I know that on a 4mm needle in a DK yarn, I get 22 stitches. So for me to get 19 stitches, I would need to go up to around about a 5mm, but this is asking for a 3.5mm. So my fabric is really loose. So then I'm thinking maybe I should use like an Aran or a worsted, like I said,
a minute ago, worsted is really hard to come by. So I would have to get Aran, because I couldn't afford to buy enough Malabrigo to knit a top with long sleeves. I can't do that. So I'll probably have to get Aran, which I have tried, but the yarn that I used turned out to be more of a DK than an Aran. I do have a ball of Aran, which is a drops Aran. I think it's drops alpaca, but it's Aran weight, I think. I'm not 100%, but I do have a ball of it in my cupboard. I'm going to try and get a gauge on that and see if that is the key. But I'm determined to knit this top. I absolutely love it. It was actually bought for me by a cod. It wasn't bought for me by a cod. I do not personally know any fish. It was bought for me by a podcast viewer who just really liked the podcast and bought me the pattern and gifted it to me through Ravelry, which is so lovely, and I still haven't been able to knit it. And that's nearly 2 years ago that she bought the pattern, I think, or yeah, it'll be coming up 2 years. So I really want to get that done. So that is still on my list, and I'm determined this year to nail that gauge and figure it out and do it. And then my final, number 9, is Volturi Palace socks, which is obviously a Twilight reference. If you're not a Twilight fan or know anything about Twilight, Volturi are the kind of like the head vampires, and their palace is in Italy, and they're really old, and the palace is very beautiful and everything. And so the Volturi Palace socks by Rachel Coopey, I've had them on my list for I don't even know how long. I just absolutely love them. I love that little colour pop, and I'm going to be knitting these in another of Jess from Skin in the Stitch, another one of her Titans yarns. Iapetus, I think. I don't think it's Iapetus. I'll show you how it's spelled. Iapetus, Iapetus, that's how I say it. So this is like a creamy, biscuity, beautiful yarn. And then my contrasting colour is from my botanical yarn. Wow, that took a while. Botanical yarn, I won their Winter Solstice Advent, which was lots of beautiful minis, all kind of like a bluey green, like I suppose it was supposed to be wintry, but it was more like oceany to me, because it got like really, there was a lot of like greens and browns and things in there as well. So I'm going to use this from that set. So together, I think they'll work quite well. I just hope there's enough of this. I'm going to wait, because if it's not 20 gram, then I'm not going to be able to use it. And I probably should have done that before I did the podcast. I probably should have done that before I did the, I'm going to use this. But, you know, things change, plans change, and all the rest of it. So, that's it. That is my Make 9 for this year. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one is your favourite? Which one would you like to knit? And tell me if you've knitted the Rococo pullover, because like, what yarn did you use? Please tell me, unless it's something like extortionate, like Madeline Tosh or something, of which I cannot afford. Or what's it? It's in La Bien-Aimée. It's in La Bien-Aimée yarn. I can't afford that either. No, it'll be a drops. So let me know below if you have knitted that top, but let me also know if you've knitted any of these things, or if you I mean, the Ranunculus, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of you going. But yeah, any of them things that you've knitted. And how do you pronounce Adventitious? I don't know. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would be nice. That always helps. And if you would like to come back and see more of what I do, click the subscribe button. Come and see me again. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.